Hi there, I'm Sean Osterlink, and welcome back to Overcoming with ACT. Now, something I'm going to talk about today has nothing to do with ACT. This is a good relationship skill. It's a skill we use a lot in counseling. It's just good communication, and it's called reflective listening. Reflective listening. So that's something I want to talk about today because I often teach it to couples, sometimes with individuals, if we're talking about relationship issues, but often it comes up in couples counseling, sometimes in family therapy as well, because this isn't necessarily something that we automatically tend to do when we're talking to people, but it's something that they really drove into us when we were doing our counseling training. They'd have us break up into groups and practice reflective listening, and it was something that was just part of the process of learning how to be a therapist early on. So I wanted to talk with you today about this skill. Now, I've got a nice little picture here that I drew of a person looking in a mirror. That's meant to be a mirror, not a big flat screen TV or something. And they're talking, and then that's their reflection. It's like they're talking to themselves. And so, what reflective listening is this process where essentially you are mirroring whatever it is that the other person is giving you. They say something, you are trying as close as possible potentially to say that back to them. Now, and if you're talking to a younger child, you may verbatim repeat the same thing back to that child. Now, when you're talking older children, when you're talking teens and adults, then you may not want to just say the very same thing back because that could come off as just parroting them. So you want to find your own voice, um, change it up, vary it a little bit, add your own kind of flavor without interpreting it. The point of reflective listening is to stay close to what the other person has expressed to you. It's also used to um, reflect back not just thought content, not just the things that this person is saying to you, but also to convey the feeling that they are expressing to you. So, on the one hand, you may reflect back the thought. Um, they say to you, I've got some examples written here I'm going to read from. So, one example would be like maybe someone saying to their partner, I feel like you don't understand me. I keep telling you I need you to hear me, but then you give me excuses. Okay. So a reflection of that would be something like, you feel like I don't hear you. You feel like I don't listen to you. You feel like I just give you excuses, reasons. Okay. So that would be an example of a reflection. Um, that would be reflecting back the content of what they said. Now, a reflection of the feeling of the emotion would be something like, I can tell that you're really frustrated with me right now. I hear the frustration, I hear the disappointment in your voice. I hear that you're sad, that you're disappointed, maybe even that you're feeling hurt. And then I add the content piece. You're feeling hurt that I don't listen to you, that I tune you out. You don't feel heard by me. Okay, so in that, I just gave a reflection of what the feeling might be and of the content of what they're saying. Now, when you're reflecting the emotion, the feeling, you're taking kind of a best guess. You're trying to let them know that you're seeing, or at least trying to see, what the emotion is that they're feeling in this moment, or it might be multiple emotions. And so through using reflective listening, you really convey a sense that you're hearing this person, that you're really seeing, hearing, understanding what they're giving you. In this process, you're also laying down your own defenses. When you're practicing reflective listening, then instead of focusing on how you're trying to argue your own point, coming up with a reason, an excuse, a justification, instead of that, you are staying with, what are they experiencing? What are they giving to you? What is their concern? What is their pain? You're just letting them know you're hanging out in that with them. You're not bringing your own stuff. And so you're not giving your own interpretation to it. You're not giving a defensive response, a justification, and then going into your own stuff. When you're practicing a reflection, you're staying in that place with them. They pass something over to you, and as close as possible, you're handing that back over to them. That's a simple kind of reflection. Now, as counselors, we learn how to do more advanced reflections. I won't focus on that today. I don't know if that needs air quotes or not, but there are more sophisticated ways to deliver reflections, or more complex ways to deliver reflections that we use with kinds. Some other examples of reflections, I wrote out a few, would be like, let's say someone is saying, maybe to their partner, I'm feeling hurt that you went out last night without telling me where you were going. I really worried about you. I was scared. I felt alone. And so a reflection of that content would be like, let's see, it sounds like you were really worried that you didn't hear anything from me, that I left without telling you. I just left. I didn't tell you where I was going. You didn't know where I was, and that scared you, and that hurt you. And then I might add the feeling to that. I can see that you're really hurt by that. I can see that that angered you. So that would be a reflection of the feeling then. You're letting them know what they're saying. You're letting them know you hear what they're saying. You hear what they're feeling and expressing that. Another example might be, when you get angry like that, it scares me. I worry that you'll lose control. I don't know what will happen. Okay, so a reflection of that might be like, I hear you saying that when I get angry like that, when you see my temper, you're afraid, you're worried that I might just lose it. You don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so that would be another reflection of that content. An alternative to reflection, or the more common kinds of things that result in conflict between people, conflict between couples, are things like taking a defensive stance. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to take a defensive stance, and maybe that deserves its own video. But people often dig in, like, what do you mean I'm angry? I have a right to be angry. I'm not going to lose control. I've never lost control before. Why are you bringing that up now? Well, what about your anger? What about what you do when you get ticked off? Something like that would be like a defensive response. The person feels criticized, they feel attacked. And it's easy for that to draw out that defensive response for us. And so a reflection undercuts that response. Instead of our knives, our spears, our shields going up to defend from something, we're lowering it down, going, I can receive this thing. I can take this in. It's not about my excuses. It's not about my defense. It's about hearing this person right now. It's important. It's important to hear this person. I want to hear this person. Maybe if it's a spouse, a loved one of some kind, a friend, somebody who matters to you, then I respect this person. I want to hear this person. I don't want to keep hurting this person in the ways that it's been happening, in the way that I've been affecting this person. So I'm going to lay that down, and so I'm going to practice just staying in, listening, hearing what they're saying, and handing that back to them. And so you do that, and then you check. You might check, am I hearing that right? Is that right? And so we keep the defenses down. Maybe they go, yeah, that is how I'm feeling. Yeah, that is what I said. Thank you for listening to me. And then maybe they deepen that. Maybe they share some more. And so then that's another opportunity where you might reflect again. It might be worth giving another reflection, just staying with it, just staying with them in that. Just letting them know you're still there, you're still listening, you're still focused on them and what they need to say, them and what they're feeling. Or maybe they give you a correction. Maybe they go, no, that's not it at all. No, you totally missed it, right? Because maybe we try to reflect and we just We just fall down. We stumble and we get it wrong as we're trying to, especially as you're trying to learn this, figure this out, or in the heat of an argument or something, and you totally miss what that was meant to be. And you go, okay, I hear you. I missed that. I fumbled that. I'm sorry. I hear that you're saying that I'm still not hearing you. And I can see that it frustrates you, that I'm still not getting it. Can you please share again? Can you please give me just what's the main point in what you're trying to tell me? Help me understand this. I want to understand. Right? And then that passes that back to them so they can share it again. And then you really tune in and try to hear. And I think it goes a long way just to show that willingness, that you're trying to listen to your partner. You're trying to listen to this other person. You want to understand. You're valuing them. Giving that respect, that desire that you are trying goes a long way. So that is reflective listening. If you join me for therapy, it might be something that we practice in here, or you can always come back to this video to get a little review of it and see my little cartoon here. So that's all I've got for now. If I think of some more stuff, if I think I need to elaborate on this, maybe I'll make another video on it. Maybe I'll go more into the ways that people get defensive. So thank you for your time today, for joining me in another video. And again, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.